If you're learning a new language, then you should know that there are 6 villains who are out to get you. 6 evil villains who will stop at nothing to stop you becoming fluent in your new language. And in this video, you're going to meet one of these 6 villains. You're going to learn who they are, what they want from you, and most importantly, how to stop them in their tracks and vanquish them forever. So pay attention, because your language learning success depends on it. My name is Olly Richards, creator of the Story Learning method. And if you're new to this villain series, then you should go back and start from the beginning. It'll make a lot more sense. Now, this language learning villain is a really nasty piece of work. She is called the comparison villain, and you will quickly understand why. Have you ever been in a language class with another student who's just a lot better than you? Do you have a friend who speaks the language you're learning more confidently than you, or who maybe tends to dominate the conversation a bit, leaving you feeling a little bit worthless? If you've never felt this, you're lucky. It can be a really harsh feeling when you compare your language ability to someone else's. It's like an uneasy feeling inside your stomach, or a voice in your head. But guess what? That's not just any voice in your head. That's the comparison villain doing her work. You see, the job of the comparison villain, her entire mission, is to make you feel so worthless that you'll just give up on your language learning dreams. Throw in the towel, pack it in, and go back to passing your time on Netflix. She knows that this is her biggest chance to get you to give it all up. Her job is to get you to compare yourself with other people so that you start to feel the horrible negative emotions that come along with comparison. Now look, comparing yourself with others, it's an inevitable part of the language learning journey. And the thing that makes comparison so difficult to contend with is that it has to do with one of our core human needs, which is the need for status. What's actually happening when you have a friend who speaks a language better than you is that person has this. They have their status in society elevated to a higher level than yours, because they are a more effective communicator. And when their status is higher, guess what happens? Yours is lower. And so the comparison villain attacks your status directly by whispering into your ear, they speak much better than you. They know more words. They have better pronunciation. And this hurts like hell. So what can you do about her? Well, the comparison villain's weakness is that she doesn't tell you the full story. In fact, there's a lot of stuff that she tries to hide from you. She doesn't tell you that, for example, this other person has been learning the language for years longer than you. She doesn't tell you that they had some kind of unfair advantage that you didn't have. Maybe their friends or their partner speaks the language. Maybe they lived in the country itself for a few years. There are all kinds of reasons why someone may be stronger than you at the language, but none of them actually matter, because here's the thing. Comparison can blind you to the fact that learning a language, it's not about you versus other people. It's about you. It's about your own life and the improvement that you want in your life by learning a new language. Your journey to learn a new language, it shouldn't have anything whatsoever to do with anybody else. But the comparison villain, she doesn't tell you this. She just tells you the things which will strike at the heart on an unconscious evolutionary level over which you have no control. She really knows which buttons to push to get to you. And so your job, in order to banish the comparison villain, is to take control of this and keep things in perspective. Whenever you feel this comparison, there are a few things that you can do. First of all, rather than comparing yourself to the person who's better than you and thinking about how good they are, flip it around and try to practice compassion towards them. Actually say to yourself, isn't it wonderful that they've done so well in their language learning? Make your reaction one of positivity and love to take the focus away from you and off you. Secondly, remember that this is just a snapshot in time. And what matters is not where you are right now, but it's your progress over time and how much you can improve. And so what if you use your friend's ability in the language as something to spur you on and motivate you, rather than to make you feel down? And lastly, get yourself out of situations where this can actually affect you. If you don't enjoy your language classes with other people who are making you feel bad, try a method like story learning, where you can be learning in your own world at your own pace, so there's no need to be pitting yourself against others. Comparison with others, it's a natural part of life and language learning, so you won't be able to get rid of it altogether. But remember, you can't control other people, but you can always control your own reaction. The reaction that you have to events is the one thing that you always have control over. So remember that. And whenever you see the comparison villain at work, you can tell her where to go. Now, have you met the comparison villain before? Has she got to you in the past? I want you to leave me a comment below and tell me what's happened to you. Tell me your experience. Then please like this video and subscribe to the channel if you want to have more like this.